Hi, in this final video on adding and subtracting algebraic fractions where prior factorisation of the denominator is required, that's a bit of a mouthful, we're going to mix together like addition and subtraction with division or multiplication. Now, let's just remember sort of order of operation stuff like BIDMAS stuff. If I was to have, say, 10 subtract 3 times 2, you might think, oh, do I just do the 10 minus 3, which is 7, times by 2 is 14. No, you don't. You do the multiplication first. So you do the 3 times 2 first, so it just becomes 10 minus 6, which is 4. So you always do the multiplication and division before you do addition and subtraction. So in this particular question, I'm going to put a big bracket around this division here. Now, also remember, when we want to divide fractions, these fractions here, we can use a technique called keep, change, flip. So the way that works is, if I just copy what else we have here, is we keep the first fraction as it is. We change the divide to a times, and then we flip, or reciprocate is a technical term, we flip the second fraction. So we get this. Right. And now we want to multiply these fractions together to kind of simplify this bracket. And then hopefully we get something nice and simple so we can then do the subtraction of this fraction and whatever this fraction is going to simplify to. So remember, we should always factorize whatever we can because stuff might cancel. So factorize both the numerators and the denominators. So this is just 1 over. In fact, I'm going to factorize this numerator here first because that's going to be slightly simpler to factorize. Remember, you need two numbers that add to give minus 7 times to give 10. We explore that in just general quadratic factorization. You can watch my previous videos on that. Those two numbers are minus 2 and minus 5. So x minus 2, x minus 5. Over x minus 5, and I can already see that something's going to cancel. I don't need that bracket, sorry. Now, let's also factorize the 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. Now, I need two brackets. Now, in general, you'll find because something's going to cancel like here and here, I reckon that one of these brackets will be here. Now, it can't be the x minus 5 because 5 times anything is not going to give that minus 2. So it's got to be the x minus 2 here. And then let's just check. Well, that's going to be 2x to get the 2x squared in the expansion above. And to get this minus 2 here, that's going to have to be plus 1. And does that work? You've got 1x minus 4x is minus 3x. That works. Okay, right, so we've factorized everything. And now we can see what we might be able to cancel. Now, I can immediately see I can divide top and bottom of this fraction by x minus 5. So that cancels. And we're just left with x minus 2. Now, you can also do something called cross-cancelling. So whenever you're multiplying two fractions together, you can cross-cancel. You can divide the top and bottom by something, but diagonally. So I can divide this numerator by x minus 2 and this denominator by x minus 2. So we can just cross them out. And that means that there's nothing left in this second fraction at all. We're just effectively timesing by 1, which does nothing at all. So all we're left with in that second, in that whole bracket is just going to be 1 over 2x plus 1. And you can see that's really nicely simplified now. We just need to subtract these simpler fractions. Okay, right. In order to subtract these fractions, we need the same denominator. This has the x plus 1, but this has 2x plus 1. Now, I want this 2x plus 1 in here as well, so I'm going to multiply. If I just put brackets around it first, I'm going to multiply top and bottom there by 2x plus 1. And then because I want this x plus 1 to appear on the right fraction as well, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x plus 1. Put brackets around that, x plus 1. So let's do that. I've now got a denominator of x plus 1, 2x plus 1, which means because I have this common denominator, I can just subtract these numerators. So I've got 6 brackets 2x plus 1, subtract 1 times x plus 1. And then remember, we expand and simplify the numerator, but do not touch the denominator. Just leave it factorized. There's a good reason for it. We've got 12x plus 6 minus x and minus 1, x plus 1 and 2x plus 1. We do not expand the denominator. And let's just simplify the numerator. 12x minus x is 11x. 6 minus 1 is plus 5. Now, the reason I left the denominator as it was is because sometimes you'll find that the numerator and the denominator have a fact in common, but unfortunately, there's nothing else you can factorize out of this numerator, and 11x plus 5 certainly doesn't cancel with either of these factors at the bottom. So that is the final answer. That's as simple as we can get it, and we're done.